here to talk a little bit about Education Day 2022 that took place in Canmore, Alberta at the National Child and Youth Care Conference, the first in 4 years. Charlotte, what is Education Day?
So Education Day is a pre-conference day, and it's a tradition of a meeting the day before the conference, which started a number of years ago. In fact, the first annual general meeting of the Child and Youth Care Educational Accreditation Board was held in Canmore, Alberta 10 years ago.
What does the CYC-EAB do, and what is accreditation, briefly?
So the CYC-EAB, Child and Youth Care Education Accreditation Board, is a group of education professionals in post-secondary CYC education that come together to discuss what is quality post-secondary CYC education. And they believe in the high quality of CYC education, and in that means that we ourselves are being accountable to children, youth, and families and communities that future CYCs will engage with.
It had been 4 years since our last Education Day at a national level. And so the committee made some decisions regarding how to proceed. And we started with this concept of asking questions about how the pandemic affected educators, and then thinking about what we've learned and going forward. And so there was a variety of questions. The first one was, how have educational programs responded to challenge and change over the past couple years?
And there was varied answers here depending on institutional support and amount of funding and things dedicated towards being able to pivot to online. There was a lot of discussion about creativity, and because we're CYCs, there was a lot of focus on strengths. So people chatting about the pros of being online and being able to see into other people's lives and to have guest speakers attend without having to travel to campus, and opportunities to engage with other classes from other countries because we were online. So there was a lot of focus on the strengths and the creativity and flexibility that was shown. And there was also a lot of concern about practicum and what it means to do a practicum virtually compared to working directly in person with children, youth, and families. And there was, in small groups, explored those into greater detail. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of conversation about how it highlighted the vulnerability of some of our students and the need for focusing more on equity and helping students who are marginalized to be able to have the same access as other students. That became really clear in the pandemic, and so there was chat about equity and about cultural humility and really kind of understanding where our students are coming from in their personal lives, and a sense that we all need to embrace that and incorporate that into the way that we teach, and how important that is to quality delivery of education, and continuing hybrid and high flex options, and around safety in the classroom.
Were there any suggestions or recommendations about moving forward, or needs about moving forward?
There was conversations about relational spaces, and when we talk about relational practice as CYCs, what does that mean for teaching? And conversations about how to move forward the idea of a CYC pedagogy and how that would mean to practice what we teach, right? So how can we further and deepen the connection between how we teach about working with children, youth, and families to how we teach it?
So my name's Maddie Hillman. I'm a child and youth care educator and mural artist. I was thrilled to facilitate a community mural project at this year's Education Day. Community mural projects that involve youth have numerous positive outcomes, both on a sort of community level and on the individual level. Concepts like art as therapy and relationship and community building for the participants is really strong. Also, it clearly beautifies the environment and can promote civic engagement for participants. We could also touch on some of the techniques and materials used, but really nothing teaches better than experience. So we got right into an art project together. We had high participation, and I think we produced a really beautiful outcome.
The next national conference is in Winnipeg in 2024. Regarding both Education Day as well as the Education Accreditation Board, what's going to be happening over the next 2 years? And anybody who's watching this, where can they fit into that dialogue over the next 2 years?
Well, anyone who is passionate about child and youth care education, post-secondary education and training can engage, right? Like our committee is, that's why we changed the name. Used to be Educators Day, and we moved it to Education Day to be more encompassing of student voice and other people that are passionate and want to be engaged in conversations about child and youth care education and training. So I think calling out to have more voices at the table, have more representation at the table, planning and discussing CYC education is where we hope to move forward, and planning a really exciting education day for 2024. Yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Charlotte.
Thanks.